Hello, welcome to Burning Questions, August 9. Looking forward to a big meeting at Melton Entertainment Park on Saturday night, August 10. We've got three special guests. Alan Tormey joins us. We'll go to you first, Alan. We were on an hour early today. We had a bit of a chat, and I think I've deprived you of a quick little nap, so apologies for that, but thanks for jumping on.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Chris Alford is he's got the ear pods in. Not sure they're working, but Papa, hopefully you can hear me loud and clear.
All good.
That looks good. And Andy Gath has got a new motherboard in his phone, I'm told, because if anyone was wondering where Burning Questions was last week, well, it all hinged on you, Andy. So what happened to the old iPhone of yours?
Yeah, no, I had issues. Unfortunately, I couldn't get up last week, but it's all working good this week after an extra $500 they charged me to fix it, whatever it was. So, yeah.
Well, let's hope Tex can get the job done for you. I did see a photo of you yesterday in at Harness Racing Victoria headquarters. That's a worry. What were you doing in there?
Yeah, just seeing if you were about, but you couldn't be found anywhere. So
no.
Timmy from Ballarat is your new name, apparently, or the boy from Ballarat. So you only work from home.
I was actually there, Andy. I was hiding under the desk. I was just worried about what you were going to do when you come bursting through the doors. No, hopefully it was a good meeting down there at headquarters. Let's get stuck right into it. The first of our sponsors, Pride's Easy Feed. They stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Tex makes his return from the West, but will he prove to be the best? Of course, we're talking about Catch a Wave, race 1, number 9. Puppet, you're not involved in this race. What are your thoughts? I think Catch a Wave is good enough to win this, and I think there might be a bit of speed for him to storm over the top. How did you see it?
Yeah, well, looks like, pretty good quick front line. He's going to get a good run through behind the Lost Storm early, so Posy up pretty close and just use his big sprint at the finish. I think he'll just run over the top of him.
Okay. You're with Catch a Wave. Alan, you're driving our Vincent Can Go. What are your thoughts here? I thought he was pretty good on returning. He's got a bit of gate speed too. If you look at the Sulky app ratings, he can certainly hold his own. What are you planning to do from gate 1?
He's only second up. I was wrapped with his first up run, but we won't want to be working too hard out of the gate against those kind of horses, but he does have enough speed to hold his own. So if we lobbed behind the leader or 3 pegs, I think he's probably a place chance on his first up run. But yeah, Catch a Wave is going to get a really good run through, and he looked really sharp in his trial, so he should probably be too good.
Andy, it sounds like you might have been listening to the Friday form panel, so you may have heard me disclose a little bit of track work information that I picked up last night at Ballarat. There's nothing secretive. I think the camp's very, very happy with what Tex has been doing at home. Can you bring it to the races?
Oh, there's no doubt he's going to perform at a pretty high level tomorrow night. We know drawing the back row, you need that lead time to be pretty fast. We've seen a few horses lately that haven't been able to win off the second row, but been running crazy sectional times. But really happy where he is. He's probably a little bit more forward than he normally is with his first up races. So they're the times he probably does get beat first up. We know he's always better with a couple of runs under his belt. But if there's a bit of speed early, which we hope there is, and speed throughout, he'll be driven cold. He'll just be coming to 1 run, but we think personally he can get the job done.
Yeah, he's a bit better than $2 for those that are interested. Just quickly, Andy, looking forward, Len Smith Mile, September 7th, one of the main goals. What are you planning between Saturday night and then?
Yeah, obviously we'll see how he gets through this run, how he pulls up. Definitely raced the week before the Len Smith Mile at Melton, and there's also an opportunity to race him 2 weeks before at Melton as well. So whether he needs 1 or 2, we'll just assess it after Saturday night.
Good stuff. That is race 1 on the card. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. A logical solution for your staffing needs. Will the horse from heaven continue the picket fence, or should his backers feel a little tense? We're talking about race 7, number 6, He's from Heaven for Jess Tubbs, Greg Sugars. Andy, no runner in this race for you. What do you think? I think he's a really, really good horse. He's from Heaven. He's going to be short, wide front row draw, but can he get the job done?
Yeah, he's a horse that hasn't had a lot of starts, and only once in his career he's been beat on his merits. the two other times he galloped in the run. So he had a few gate issues early, and sometimes he wouldn't score up and do a few things wrong. But Greg and Jess have got him sort of motoring along really good now, and been pretty impressed with his last two runs, and I think he'll just keep on winning.
Yeah, me too. Alan, we'll go to you. Dale Geary for Julie Douglas, barrier 5. So you're inside. He's from Heaven. I must admit, I reckon, I wasn't a big fan of the horse going back 6 months ago, but I reckon he's turned the corner of late. What are your thoughts in this race? He's going to need to be at his absolute best. Can he cause a little upset?
He needs luck. He's the kind of horse that has to have the race run to suit. But the way he's from Heaven's been winning, I'd have to have a lot of luck to beat it. Puppet's probably the only one that can make it do a bit of work. That's the only reason he won't amble to the front if Puppet decides to hold him out. But I think he's probably still too good to sit outside them and beat these horses.
Puppet, are you confident of getting the front early days?
Yeah, he's been getting out pretty good. American Legacy, probably a little bit better suited over the 1700. And I think we'll be in front for a little while, but if it gets a bit too hard, we might have to let the other one go.
Yeah.
Pretty good horse.
Yeah. A place chance best for you, do you think?
If he found the fence and followed He's from Heaven, I'm sure he could run second pretty well.
Yeah. Be unlikely to cause an upset there, do you think, American Legacy?
If it was 1700, he probably could have a little chance of doing that, but probably not over the middle trip.
Good stuff. Great race. Looking forward to that one. That is race 7 on the card at 8:41 p.m. We go on to the third question here. Zeus got the right run last time out, but can he win again in this tricky trotting bout? Aldebaran Zeus, Chris Alford, race 6, number 7. We'll leave you to last, Puppet. Alan, good little race here. 1 overall, Aldebaran Zeus, Aldebaran Vera, Sacred Mountain, all winning chances. What did you think of Aldebaran Zeus's winning chances, first of all?
He probably had everything go his way the last start that he won, but he's had a little bit of a freshen up since then. I think it's a really open race. There's a little bit of gate speed earlier. Beniza Avenger and Sacred Mountain obviously crossed it first up, and I think it will improve. But I thought Aldebaran Vera was super last week. She was really strong to the line, and to run those times from the stand was ridiculous. So if it happened to get to the front again, I think she'd be really hard to run down.
Yeah, I do too. Andy, I don't know if we were chatting with Darren Carroll and Gareth Hall before on the radio. Daz saw it a bit different to me. I think he thinks that Aldebaran Zeus, can get across. Sacred Mountain's obviously got some gate speed. I thought Ebony's Avenger might let Aldebaran Vera go. There's a number of scenarios. How do you see the 6th event on Saturday night?
Yeah, no, it's a tricky little race. There's no doubt Aldebaran Zeus, he's good enough to win this. He's shown how good he is. Still the jury's out a little bit whether he's got back to his best Australian form since he's been back from America, but he was sharp at the trials last week. I think I saw him go around. I don't know whether Papa will chance his arm early and see if he can find the top. 1 overall, probably not trotting quite as good as he can. And last time he went around as a 1700, and which is a bit of a bugbear for 1 overall. I think you find his better races over the middle distance, sort of longer trips. So it's a tricky little race. Not sure who I'd be backing in it. I just might be watching from the grandstand, but there's no doubt Aldebaran Zeus can win.
Yeah, it is a tricky race. Puppet, how did you see it? Is there a chance you might Shanghai across from out wide?
I haven't really talked to Lils about that part of it, but I've been pretty disappointed with him in how he'd been going, even when he won. Last time he had every show and just got there, but going to his trial last week, he fell back to his old self and probably better than ever. So I think he'll give these ones a good run for their money, that's for sure.
Okay, so you're much more buoyant about him as a horse than you have been in his race starts of late?
Oh, for sure. His first 3 runs were horrible and his win was average, but he felt as good as he did sort of when he was in good form before he went to America.
Yeah. How do you see? I don't know. It's a difficult race. Did you have an opinion on who might be the sort of the first horse to the pegs if it's not you? I mean, are you thinking a Sacred Mountain or an Aldebaran Vera? What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, Aldebaran Vera has never really been pushed off the gate, so I'm not sure she'd have so much speed. Sacred Mountain gets out okay. You wouldn't think they'd want to burn Sundon's Courage up the way it went last week, and the other 2, 5 and 6 aren't good out. I think we'll have a red hot crack at the start and smoke him off.
Good stuff. Good information. Looking forward to that one. Aldebaran Zeus, race 6, number 7, 8:12 p.m. The fourth and final question. High Above carries plenty of hype. So third up from a break, will he be cherry ripe? He is running in. Someone want to help me there? I'm trying to find which race he's in. Race 5. There he is. Race 5, number 4. Andy, we'll go to you here. Well, Kate's driving. Techie's watching. The stablemate High Above. I'm just interested in your opinion on him. He feels like one of those horses right now, as we speak right now. He's a hype horse, but I know they can't really like him. What are your thoughts on his chances? It looks to be a bit of speed underneath him as well.
Yeah, it's very hard to get a line on him. He's only had the 6 starts and the 3 wins. And his only Metro win was when he won that 3-year-old race at Ballarat, and he was gifted the lead off perfect class. So, and then, he galloped out first up or refused to score up, whatever it was. But then last start, he was back in the field off a pretty slow lead time and had to make good ground in a really fast last half. So there's no doubt he's a quality horse. But, whether I'd be rushing in back at him, I like to see a real good performance first. He's up against some pretty seasoned horses that, come here every week and do this. And, yeah, he's still such a young horse and not many starts. I'm prepared to risk him, but who knows? He could go on and win his next 10 starts in a row. But I like to see something before I'd start backing him.
Yeah, probably me too. Like he's going to be short enough. So, Chris, you're driving Smoke and Ace for Kyle Marshall. He's got gate speed. There's a bit of gate speed off the front row. What did you plan to do with Smoke and Ace? Will you have a bit of a look at the start?
Yeah, well, you got Glenn's 2 horses that are both going okay, drawn inside him. But he seems to be right back to his best. I know he beat a field of average horses at Cranbourne, but felt good. And the run the week before was good. So, I'm pretty sure he'll cross. And I think he'll be very hard to beat, Perfect Class is obviously quite a good horse. You look at the form, pre-race form, restrained, broke, work forward, 3 wide middle led, pre-race form, gate speed, work forward, middle led. So he obviously hasn't got brilliant gate speed. And we saw at Melton last start when he was back in the field and had to do the chase, and he sort of got up near Greg's horse, and when it come to the pressure time, he sort of started to wobble all over the track and swishing his tail, and didn't quite finish off as we expected. But he may just sit outside me and beat me. But I think my horse is going great.
Okay, so that you're basically saying that if you can get to the front, you'll be holding it and trying to beat him.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good race, Alan.
Well, if you look 3 starts back, he ran second to Tilly Jane, who sat on his back and beat Bay of Biscay home, who come out and run a cracker in the Queensland Derby. So, he's, I think he's right up with the good ones. Yeah, good information, and he's got that good gate speed, doesn't he? So when he's going to be right there in the firing line. Alan, you're driving Jack O'Connor, barrier 1 for Julie Douglas. He's got good gate speed too. What are your thoughts? Would you be happy to take a trail on Smoke and Ace?
Yeah, he's not the kind of horse that can do too much work. He's got enough to hold his own, but we don't like pushing him out. And I don't think the Beach Fantasy is going as well as what it was 5 starts ago. It's probably nearly ready for the paddock. So I read it like Puppet. I thought he would nearly find the front and be hard to beat. But like before last week, I wasn't too sure about how well he was going. But it's the same with Emma's horse. He's been, I wouldn't say he's been the most reliable, and he could sit outside the leader and beat them all easily. But we'd have to sit and watch, and I wouldn't say he's immoral. Yeah.
Okay. So you'd be happy to sit behind the leader and chance your arm in the sprint lane?
Well, hopefully I get to the sprint lane. There's some nice horses in it, but when he's right, Jack O'Connor, he was going really well, but I thought 2 runs ago he was absolutely terrible, and then last week he was kind of a little bit better, but yes, it's like I came from behind him on Climenus and went straight past him. So he's probably not going as well as what he was 5 starts ago either. So I'd just be happy to be on peg somewhere.
Yeah. I get some of these horses confused. Was Jacker kind of the horse that won 3 wide last lap, maybe 2 months ago? He beat Mick Stanley's horse, I reckon. Is that him?
Yeah.
Was that one out of the box, or what would you put that one down? That was a shock to you, wasn't it?
A little bit, but I think we've come to discover that he probably is better not doing as much work early, and then he can maybe do a little bit more late. But in saying that, that was in a Metro maiden, and now he's stepping up to nicer horses. So, he's racing in town every week against good horses. He might just struggle, but time will tell. I still don't think he's going as well as what he was. 4 or 5 starts ago.
Climenus, while you mentioned him, Alan, you wouldn't have won too many races from far back the pegs, would you?
No, not really. When they're going that slow at the front, he went super. But yeah, he's obviously got the talent, but he doesn't show it every week. So yeah, it was good to see him put his best foot forward. Yeah,
good stuff. Anyway, I think what we say High Above's going to show us what he's made of if he's able to win on Saturday night. Of course, he's in the markets for the Eureka. We'll have to wait and see. You'd think he'd want to make a statement on Saturday night. High Above, race 5, number 4. Sharps Bakery, best bets. I don't know if I've asked you this, Alan. Have you been to the Sharps Bakery and tried these vanilla slices in Birchip?
Probably not for a while. I probably went there when I used to play netball in Birchip, but yeah, not for a long time. But I've definitely tried. They always had them at the Birchip footy, so I've definitely tried them. I heard how famous they were.
Yeah. What is your best bet on Saturday night at Melton?
I'm going to go with Blaster Ranger. I noticed Beck fly past me last week and she had no luck and she didn't pull the plugs, and I think it's been pretty unlucky for the last 4 or 5 runs. It's definitely going well, and it's got the draw finally, so hopefully it gets a good run and she can run past them up the sprint lane. Yeah,
well, there's a bit of a push for this horse. Darren Carroll's keen. I thought really good place bet. You're keen, Alan, each way. Yeah, good draw. Race 2, number 1, Blaster Ranger. Puppet, best bet for you on Saturday night, please.
I'll go race 4, number 6, Focus. I think it's a nice horse, and it's finally getting to string a few runs together.
Good stuff. Yeah, Focus. For Mark Lee, Stacey Towers. Andy Gath, you were telling me, and I don't know if this is true, we'll never know for sure, but you were telling me your best bet last week would have won, and it was Classic Mission, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was. So,
have you got it written down there to prove it?
Well, it's written down somewhere. I got plenty of notes there. Just have to go back and find it somewhere, but it is there.
What about this Saturday?
Well, I'm going head-to-head with Alan. I'm going with one of mine, race 2, number 4, Beach Hopper. His figure form doesn't read any good. He's had a bit of a freshen up and, been quite happy with his work, and finally drawn the front row. He's either drawn 7 or the back row every time, this time in. And, I think he finds a pretty suitable race. So, Beach Hopper for me.
Okay, head-to-head. I like it. I liked Blaster Ranger at place, but Alan sort of covered that one. So I'll go with a multi. Can't find one winner, so I'll try and find 2. Race 7, number 6, He's From Heaven, I think will be winning. And we'll take it into race 8. Number 4, Oliver Dan. They're both going to be short, but we might get a bit over $2. I think they'll both win. So races 7 and 8 for me. Alan, Chris, Andy, thanks for joining us on Burning Questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's been BQ for August 9. We'll be back next week with another edition. Tune into trotsvision.com.au for all the racing on Saturday night at headquarters.